Okay, good. Audio's working. It is time to make the sound to summon the stream. Okay, audio levels. Yeah, no nunchuck is required. Looks like game audio is peaking a bit higher than I want it to. That should resolve that issue, I think. Let's hop into... Oh, I actually did stop at Alicia. No, that is still consistently too loud. Let's take the Elgato down to 46%. See if that yields a better result. I just don't want the peaks of the game audio to go above the low range of my voice. Let's take a look. Wow. No, they're peaking pretty close together. We're gonna go down even lower. Let's hit it at 38%. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll work. Sorry, I've been doing a whole bunch of stuff lately with my setup, so I just have to dial in my settings a little bit. Okay, I think that's going to be good enough. So let's get right into this. Greetings, dear viewers. I'm Quill Quickcard, and welcome back to Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. We are continuing as I attempt to get 100% in this game, excluding all friend vouchers because I'm not a sadistic loser. And frankly, some of them are virtually impossible. So the first thing I want to do is head toward... Let's see. I don't really know where I'm trying to get to, honestly. I know I need to head to Spire Dock. Okay, so wherever I'm going is going to be off of Spire Dock. Okay. Our big objective here, first of all, is going to be obtaining the Spider Ball. And there is one power-up from a previously visited section that we're going to have to backtrack in order to get to. And hello there, Suleiman. Thank you for coming. Yeah, just some puffers. That's... They really need to put some safety rails in their town. Come on. Yoink. And... door. Here we go. Nice ball launching to start. So, if you have just stumbled upon this and are new here, by which I would assume would be a VOD watcher somewhere in the distant future, Yeah, so I do have a bunch of printouts, lists that I am following as I work my way through. And, well, this certainly would be the location that I'm looking for. Is it a door locked by the thing? No, it's not. I just never went here for whatever reason. Here we go. Charge it up. Aha. Okay. Cool. Alright, let's go get myself a spider ball. Oh god, we're dealing with more of this again. Come on. At least it's not sending any units to attack me. So, I do appreciate that. That looks reachable that way. It also looks... Okay, no, that platform is not reachable at all. That's fine. So when we reach the power works, there's going to be a lure and a missile expansion. We're just going to drain your power real quick. And we are also still on the lookout for armored shield troopers. That is one of the enemies that I did not manage to capture a scan of before. I've got my tea, as always. We've got a lovely mint variety. And also, is this the Powerworks or the Powerworks Access? This is the Powerworks. And I've also got some coffee, because I kind of need it this morning. I'm not usually a coffee drinker. I don't like coffee, but I appreciate it as a utilitarian drink. Cannot get enough leverage to pull from this angle. But probably can from this angle. There we go. Okay. I mean, it really makes me feel like I'm supposed to pull it from this angle. No, that's not it. Okay. There's the lore bot. So we can open up today with some nice new lore. Defeat. The 2 weeks following the seed's impact were disastrous. Like the Aurora unit, we too were infected with a Phazon-based virus. The spreading corruption consumed many of us, putting us under space pirate control. It was not long before only a handful of us remained. During this time, there was a moment when we received aid. Gore, the hunter dispatched by the Federation, arrived here to restore the Aurora unit. Our hope quickly vanished as he too was corrupted by Phazon and lost his own will. He now leads the assault on the remaining survivors, taking more and more of the station over with each passing day. There is no hope left for us. Soon we too will be among the enemy forces. The last of us now stand before the brink of our history's end, silently waiting out our final hours. I am Elysian, descendant of both the Chozo and the First. I am facing the last moments of my life and transferring my memory to the data pod. Oh, that's actually quite sad and harrowing. Hello there, Suleiman! Welcome to the stream. I was actually waiting for you. I wanted to say that I really appreciate how much that you stop by and, watch my stuff. I wanted to just let you know that I notice it and that I really appreciate it. Protective barrier in place. Restore room operations to release the barrier. Pistons. Oh! Aha! Whoosh! I have to tell you the truth. I have been keeping it secret for a very long time. Oh, the secret makes me sadder. You really don't need to worry about anything. You can share or not share whatever you feel like. Okay, so what on earth am I doing here? Okay, so there's a gear mechanism up here. Gears have stopped functioning. A missing section is needed to resume operations. Yeah. Gear can be pulled. May be possible to return the gear to its original position. Yeah, but... what am I supposed to do then? Do I need to rotate it? Is that something I can do? Can I reorient the gear? Doesn't look like it. I don't like Metroid. I just hear Metroid streams to make you not feel alone that much. No, there's nothing sad about that. I completely understand. More than with some regularity, I go into streams of games I don't particularly care about just to keep people company. Okay. Alright, what the hell am I missing here? Clearly that flips it up into the air. There's... the power-up I'm after is in there. I can't drain or put energy into it. I don't seem to be able to adjust its orientation. So how exactly does it fit up here? So it should be a gear that goes there. Yeah, I get that there's a missing piece. And the missing piece is clearly right there. Okay, there's no angle I can flip it from. Maybe something with the pistons? That is quite the pickle. Okay. There doesn't seem to be anything else interactable. There we go. Okay, it needed a missile. Anyway, another streamer has one regular viewer is waiting for you. I hope other people come to your stream. Bye for now. Yeah, of course. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. There's my objective. Oh, hell yes. Spider Ball is back, baby. Press and hold Z while in Morph Ball to attach to spider tracks. Whee! Alright. So there is supposed to be a missile expansion. Here's our good old Spider Ball friend. So, where do we go to find the missile expansion? Whoops. Yes, because there is a missile expansion in this room. And I don't know for sure, but I am working under the assumption that it probably requires the Spider Ball to get. I think I can hear the power-up noise. Okay. More Spider Ball track. Maybe I didn't hear the power-up. And boost. And boost. Okay. And that led back to the top of the power works. Okay. There is supposed to be a missile expansion in here somewhere. I didn't see it. I might have to go down here again. So, I must have missed it somewhere. It still seems most likely that it's somewhere down below. I just don't think the Chozo statues work as well in 3D. Especially not where they've got them in, like, armored suit models. Okay. So, I'm relatively confident that I missed something here. This seems like the sort of area where a missile expansion would be useful to put. Trying to listen to that ambient noise. It's hard to tell. Oh. Okay. Oh, God. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I hear it. I hear it. I definitely hear it. I heard it for a second when I was down there. Also, probably helps to get the spider ball track scanned. Wait. Wait, there's a secondary track. Okay, yep. Yep, this is it. Okay, no, that's not it. How did I end up on two? No, this isn't. Okay, this isn't the one that taught the boost ball. That's one when you go further up. This is a different track altogether. Okay. You have to be able to use the boost ball trick in order to get the missile expansion. That's how it works. Okay. That is wonderful news, and that is another page of notes down. So my next objectives will be heading back to Zipline Station Charlie, where there will be a energy tank to get. Energy tank number 10. Which should mean I am at 9 right now. I am at 9. One of the more useful tricks I've picked up over the years... Well, that went well. One of the more useful tricks I've picked up over the years, just little brain tricks, is group counting. When you need to count groups of objects, it is substantially more efficient and very easy for your eyes to count them by groups, 2s or 3s or 4s, if you can manage it, than it is to actually count items individually. I did not actually count 9 energy tanks. I counted 3
Samus,
groups
this is
of 3.
Admiral Dane.
Oh, okay. Hello, Admiral
I'm
Dane.
ordering the Federation fleet to walk to the pirate homeworld and begin the invasion.
Well, excellent.
I think it's time we took the fight to them.
All right.
We'll
Sounds like a
contact you
plan.
when we're ready to commence our assault.
Cool. So is there just going to be a bunch of spider ball track around here somewhere? How did that not activate my screw attack? I really do not think screw attack works in 3D. And spider ball track, which I've already scanned. So somewhere in here is an energy tank. This game does make it quite a bit easier finding a lot of energy tanks, and I think that's mostly because, you know, with the phazon beam, health is actually an offensive rather than just defensive resource. And many of its encounters are built balanced around the idea that you have a certain amount of... Yep, this looks like it. There we go. And drop. That is energy tank number 10. So next objective, we are going to be heading toward the construction bay. Even if it's realistic, the very, very sharp drop-off on the curve of a boosted spider ball feels unnatural as far as a gaming instinct goes. There's a lot of times when games have to make the decision to sacrifice realism for gameplay. And these things happen constantly in ways that you may not even really think about or be aware of. One of the most obvious examples of this is in scale. If you actually pay attention to the scale of objects in video game environments, they are absurd. Like these. These are clearly just meant to be like regular, simple boxes. Not very impressive. That is Samus as a 1 meter sphere. These crates are nearly 6 feet tall and over 6 feet wide. That is an absurd size for what is supposed to be a small tank. If you learn to pay attention to it, you find that scale is wonky in all sorts of games, especially when it comes to interiors. Tables, doors, furniture are frequently at scales that are just completely unrealistic. But if they made them realistic, the game environment feels too claustrophobic, and gamers don't like that. And even in extremely realistic games, this is just a consistent issue. Well, you know what? I think that's the wrong way to... I think that's the wrong way to say it. It's not that it's an issue. Okay, Construction Bay. It's just something that I think is very interesting. Assassin's Creed is actually a good example of this. I've never actually played Assassin's Creed, and now I'm wondering, having said that out loud, how the heck it's not already on my to-do list. But the falling speed in Assassin's Creed, when you're jumping off of towers, is substantially faster than real gravity. There's almost no games that actually have you fall at real gravity speeds, because players don't think it feels realistic. Reality feels more fake than fiction. I just think it's such a fascinating thing. It's something I first really noticed when, I played World of Warcraft, somewhere among my hundreds of hours when I was just standing around with nothing to do. And I started noticing just how ridiculously scaled the interiors were. And then Minecraft is another great example. Like, nobody builds, like, a properly scaled house in Minecraft. Nobody. They're just not satisfying. Beds are a really good example of that. One of the biggest normal bed sizes that you can get is the Alaskan king-size bed, which, and I do actually want to be accurate here with its dimensions. Alaskan king... Sorry, I'm going on a lot of tangents today. Yeah, the Alaskan king bed is 9 by 9. It is absolutely insane as far as a king-size bed goes. 9 by 9 feet. That's less than 3 blocks in Minecraft. A 3 by 3 space creates an area that is more than 10% larger than an Alaskan king bed. But if you just lay down 3x3 wool blocks, it really does not feel that big. Okay, so this is the construction bay. And the construction bay, there's going to be 2 more creatures, a phasoid and a red phasoid, as well as a lore and a missile expansion. So there's a lot to get here. And I'm assuming that powered this. Are you, my silly little friend? Oh, that's the phasoid. Okay. Got a big platform. Malfunction crane control unable to restore operations. Crane will remain in position. Okay. I assume that is the phasoid. Whoop. Okay. Phasoid. Corporeal phazon energy that is vulnerable to phazon-based attacks. The only way to damage a phasoid is by attacking it with phazon-based attacks. However, this has a side effect causing this creature to split into 2 smaller forms. Okay. So it's going to split into red phasoids. Cool. Yes. That is the red phasoid, a rare strain of corporeal energy, vulnerable to phazon-based attacks. And there we go. Cancel out. Wait, did I somehow miss it? What the hell? Where is it? Cool. Oh. Sure, why not put a collectible in midair? What the hell, man? Why? That is so annoying. Do I just have to scan it? Gold credit. Okay. There. Alright, we beat a red phasoid. So there's lore here and a missile expansion. Lore and missile expansion. What are you? Hand scanner. Okay, we can't use the hand scanner again. I feel like maybe I'm supposed to get on top of there? I am trying to head to the ballista left. Damn it. Okay. Good. Cool. Grapples got a lot easier in this game when I realized that you didn't have to actually control their momentum at all. Okay. Okay. Oh, crap. They actually just split again. That's why I was having so much trouble with them. Just explode. I don't care. Okay. Ledge. Is there any spider ball track in here? I briefly heard the power-up ambience in there. So I would assume that I need to get on top of here to access that Lord bond. Boy, I am struggling with some real basic runes today. Can we just spider ball up? Nothing better than an enemy that splits into another slightly smaller enemy. Indeed. Hello, what? Welcome to the stream. Alright, I feel like I need to get on top of there. But I don't fully comprehend how to do it. I mean, let's just give it a try with the screw attack. And see if that accomplishes anything. I don't imagine this will work. No, that is a bit too low. But there is definitely a lore bot up there. Do I need to be a little higher? Is that the idea? Can I stand up on... Can I stand up on this as a platform? Yes, I can. Am I able to clear that distance? No. Okay. Okay, there's absolutely the missile expansion right there. Okay. I think it actually set me back before I walked out onto this ledge. I think I can reach the center from here. Just make sure my angle is right. Boom! That is the missile expansion. That is a tough one. Okay, and now Lorebot. For Phazon. 1 week after we had lost communication with the Aurora unit, we witnessed the living planet strike again. It sent forth several stellar objects, one aimed directly for us. It streaked through the clouds of Elysia, destroying a large portion of our home, ultimately striking the distant core below. Soon our sensors detected the presence of strange energy. Our readings matched the Federation's data. This was the same toxin that corrupted countless other planets and our creature's world, or our creator's world, the galactic scourge called Phazon. Okay, perfect. I was pressing B and it did not activate it. But that's fine, because the game decided that this is where I needed to be. Alright, next objective, since we got those here. In the ballista storage, we can get an energy cell. That's going to be important. Ballista storage. Ballista storage, which is down the elevator. Okay. Ballista storage. So, an energy cell somewhere here. Okay. Oh, good God! It's a Steam Lord. Okay, that's fine, because this time we can track the Steam Lord even when he goes invisible. Oh wow, that was laughably easy. Okay. Yeah, that works. And these things just need to be, what, powered up? No problem there. Okay. And that opens up a core, which contains an energy cell. So, twist, pull. The Wiimote hates stabbing and pulling motions. It really, really doesn't like them. And it does make sense. Like, a lot of Wii remote controls work because they're using an IR sensor to track movement. But pushing and pulling really have to rely on the accelerometers, I would assume. And to be frank, the Wii Remote accelerometers are not the best. Okay, so now we are heading all the way back to Skybridge Hera, which is here. So we have to backtrack. I am also 5 missiles ahead of where the guide says I'm supposed to be. Because of that one we got early in Pirate Town. So I am right on track. Okay. Skybridge Hera. So you're supposed to go here and around. Okay. Oh, come on. Just die already. Oh, I'll bet instead of, yeah, I'll bet... Alright, what if I overload you? That is really satisfying. Okay, that's really, really satisfying. I can just overload them and they explode. Alright, so from Scriber Terra to the junction... And from the junction to the hover plant docking site. And the hover plant docking site will have a lore. It's so much more peaceful around here without the space pirates. Okay, that is... Wow, yeah, that's a long way across. Another issue with this game is that moving forward does not necessarily go where your reticle is. Like, if I'm not trying to line up for a screw attack, my instinct is that if the reticle looks centered on the screen, then it's probably right. But the reticle is not lined up right with the center, because the reticle can move around the screen. So it's very, very easy to line up your screw attacks wrong. Okay, that's fine. Oh, you've got to be kidding. Does it seriously drop one of these every time I read a red phasoid? That's so annoying. So many of them are going to be unreachable. Okay, we've got our next bit of lore. Invader. We watched as Alicia fell victim to the meteor's corruption, its phazon beginning to consume her. High above the noxious surface, we continued to collect data on the object. It was not long before we met a new enemy. Space pirates, hostile alien lifeforms and sworn enemies of the Federation, entered the station and attacked. The pirate forces struck swiftly, their numbers and weapons dwarfing our own. After their initial assault, they began construction of a massive energy shield around the meteor. They referred to the fallen object as a seed and quickly built the protective barrier. Any resistance they met from us was crushed, and the massive shield was built without interruption. Our attention then turned to the pirates themselves. If we could not stop them through combat, perhaps there was another way. Our studies quickly yielded unexpected results. All of the space pirates were corrupted with phazon, but unlike other life forms, they were actually being sustained by it. This phazon kept them alive, and it appeared to control their minds with a will of its own. Ooh. Okay. Spider Ball! There is also supposed to be a gunship missile expansion here. Oh boy, looks rough. Okay. Okay. This doesn't look too bad to get. Nice. There we go. Ship missile expansion. Our next stop will be the Steambot Barracks. We'll just drop. I would never have bet on that working. Steambot Barracks, where there will be a missile expansion. Okay. I do think Metroid Prime 3 is probably the most interesting mechanically of the Metroid Prime games so far, but it is definitely my least favorite of the trilogy. Okay, so we are now at the Spire Dock. I need to head to... I went backwards. Of course I did. I think the game is good. I just think it has too many issues. Oh my god. I think it just has too many issues that you have to be willing to overlook. Or systems that you can deal with, but it's going to be in spite of them, not because of them. Hold on. Is that facing backwards again? No, it is not. Good. The first Metroid Prime is my favorite. I think that Metroid Prime 2 is extremely good. Its combat is substantially more challenging. But I think that a lot of the Dark Ether segments feel very samey. And I think that if you get lost in Metroid Prime 2, it's an absolute nightmare. Because ultimately you have two different worlds that you have to check each map of, without any guarantee that you're going to immediately recognize the problem even when you reach it. No, that's not the right place. Steambot Barracks? Steambot Barracks are accessed from below. That's where I'll find my missile expansion. Not to say that the first Metroid Prime couldn't be just unforgivingly cryptic in and of itself. Because good God, it can. But I believe there is a noticeable difference in the kind of difficulty in navigating a world like Ether. Okay. Alright, this is interesting. How do I get in? Oh. No, this is all locked in place, is it? Okay. Steambot Barracks. So I'm assuming that something in here is going to require Spider Ball? Yes, it does. There it is. Missile expansion. Okay. The next objective... I'm actually done with that page, so we can move on to the next one. The next step is actually going to be heading back to the pirate homeworld. But before we do that, we are going to head back to Frozen Brio in order to get the gunship missile expansion that I could not access earlier because I didn't have the spider ball. Cool. So, how the hell do I get to my ship? The main docking bay is over there. So, upper level... Okay. That seems easy enough to get to. I do hope it's not too long of a detour to get this gunship expansion. I think this is the way. That is not the way. I do hope that Metroid Prime 4 has a better... Oh. Oh, it's access from the Steambot Barracks. Okay. I do hope that Metroid Prime 4 has a better map system. These maps are very impressive for their time and very interesting to go through. But they're just an absolute pain for figuring out at a glance where you're actually trying to get to. There we go. There we go. You know what game I think had, like, the best map system? Like, Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks. Now, those were two games that absolutely made the most of the potential. God damn it. They made so much use of the potential of the DS. Like, being able to take notes and... Oh my god. This is such a pain. Like, puzzles that were basically built around, like, here is the solution. All you have to do is find a way to write it down and keep track of it. Was such an interesting mechanic. Or when ultimately the solution required you to, like, draw a bunch of stuff on the map in order to, like, determine what was going on. Like the island that was shaped like a whale. Very interesting concept, I think. Oh. Wouldn't mind, please? Boink. It's a shame the Elysians are probably all, like, dead after this game. They seem like cool people. Hey, buddy! We're just gonna overload you real quick. Thanks for the energy. And then the Briosians, they're basically all dead too. The Chozo... I actually don't know the status of the Chozo. Like, I really don't think the Chozo are extinct. Hello, Scorpion! Welcome to the stream. Like, I think the Chozo are actually doing pretty okay, but they've definitely got some issues, and, you know, Makin did apparently just to decide that it would probably be a good idea to genocide a significant portion of them. Which doesn't really seem all that productive, frankly. Moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on. I think when we get back to the Pirate Homeworld today, we are going to have another opportunity to get an armored shield trooper. So, looking forward to that. Get over here! Alright, fine. We'll go bouncing up the thing. Am I... How did I get turned around? How did I accomplish that? Okay. Let's try this again, this time without getting lost or turned around. Okay. So we want to go up here, and then through here, and this leads me to my location. Ah, that was a good one you said. Thank you! I do not have a great native talent for voice acting, but I can usually do a acceptable job of duplicating most vocalizations that I hear. Definitely not all, though. Oh my god. I despise when you have to deal with these things mid-zipline. It is so incredibly annoying. And more than anything else, what it is testing is, oh, hey, can you precisely move your Wiimote? You know, while the background is so bright that you basically can't see the reticle? And the answer is, not really. Is anyone surprised by this? Is anyone shocked that this light green reticle? I didn't hit a single one. Alright, fine, we'll just use seeker missiles. It also really bothers me that there's no way to activate seeker missiles without firing... Are you kidding me? You can't lock onto them with seeker missiles. This is like one of the situations that could be explicitly designed to make use of the seeker missiles. Why the hell can you not target them with seeker missiles? Okay. Oh my god, I hate this. I hate this. Elysia is one of my absolutely favorite places in all of Metroid Prime aesthetically. But, oh, great. But those zipline sections are trash. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. With any luck, we will never have to come back to Elysia again. Ship, if you wouldn't mind, please.
Data received.
Thank you. What do you mean acceptable job? This was voice actor was fine. Felt like talking to the real Scorpion. I don't think you'd want to talk to the real Scorpion. Hold on. As far as gunship missile expansions... Yes, with this one from Brio, it will bring me up to 7, and that is what I am supposed to be at this point. So, gunship missile expansions are right where they should be. Chug down the rest of my now cold coffee. I don't think you'd want to talk to Scorpion because he's a terrifying, murderous undead blight upon creation. Don't get me wrong, if I have assurances he's not going to, hurt me, then yeah, I wouldn't mind the opportunity. Guy's probably got some interesting stories. But I don't really trust that he wouldn't hurt me. Okay, Brio. And we want Brio. Not fiery. Cliffside jungle. I don't really know which side of Brio I need to go to. Ugh, fiery doesn't quite sound right, but we will take a look. The room I'm looking for is the Hall of Remembrance. Hall of Remembrance. I was just seeking revenge. I wouldn't hurt anyone. You literally participate in a tournament called Mortal Kombat, where the entire concept is fighting to the death. Also, that's another thing I would like to mention here. For a series called Mortal Kombat, where the lore involves fighting to the death, Mortal Kombat games sure have a lot of recurring characters between titles, don't they? Presumptively, if you're actually fighting to the death, there should only be one returning character per game. Whoever won the last one. Or, alternatively, anybody that they managed to resurrect between games. Okay. Current planet... That's not right. Is it down here in jungle? Gateway, Cliffside Air Dock, Grand Court, Jungle Halls... Cliffside. Okay, wasn't there... Okay, Warp Site Alpha. Warp Site Alpha is where I'm going to. Justified Sub-Zero, that's why I joined. Yeah, I mean... Okay, look. I appreciate that y'all got your beef with Sub-Zero, okay? I appreciate that. I acknowledge it. You guys both clearly have genuine gripes with each other. You are completely justified in y'all having your feud. I will not refute that at all. But how many other people are you willing to kill in order to, you know, find Sub-Zero? To defeat Sub-Zero? That's where it starts to get a little bit iffy, you know? Okay. Anyone who stands in my way. See, that's where we start having a problem. Because I feel like your definition of anyone who stands in my way is a little broad. Find the acid shield unit. I'm working on it. God, Mom, you're always bugging me about this acid shield unit. Like, I get it, okay? There's acid. I get it. Get over it. Oh. Huh. Okay. There we go. Yeah, fair enough. Also, I do have to ask, like, you're dead, right, Scorpion? So, realistically, if you are in a setting where dead people can just get up and move around again, what exactly is your plan for making sure Sub-Zero stays dead? Like, it seems like if it could happen to you, it could happen to anyone else, so... Like, if they do show up again, are you gonna, like, kill them every time? Or is it just, like, a one and done? When you meet them next, you can, like, shake hands and be like, well, we had a good run. I don't fully understand your plan here. Okay. So there is... Hold on. Hold on. The gunship missile expansion is supposed to be here. In this room, not in the other one. Have I been wrong this whole time? God damn the screw attack sometimes. Seriously. other statues... I think I'm on the opposite end now to where I want to be. So, it does claim that there is a gunship missile upgrade in this specific room. I have no idea where that could be. But there is definitely the thing in here with the spider ball trap. Okay, yeah, there's the spider ball. Does this lead to a gunship missile expansion or just a regular missile expansion? Have I just had it all wrong the whole time? Was there actually a different expansion in the Hall of Remembrance that I was able to get the whole time? And then the guide was going to backtrack me here later? Oh, okay, it's a half pipe. Okay. No! Damn it! Ah! Well, gonna have to go all the way back up. Quan Chi was the one who revived me and misdirected my vengeance. He was the one who murdered my family, but he put it all on Sub-Zero. Okay. I'm going to say something, and... No, actually I'm not. I had a joke to make, but I reflected on it further, and it wasn't that it wasn't funny, it's that it was inaccurate. Okay. So I'm basically going to have one opportunity to boost ball up. That is going to be a problem. Okay. 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 Okay, that was an energy tank. So that's something I was supposed to get later then. So when the hell was I supposed to go back to Brio and get that? I'm gonna have to look through future notes right now. Hold on. Okay. So this one was actually listed substantially later in my list of stuff. So this saves me an entire... Okay, an entire section of stuff that I don't need to do. Okay. So we can mark all of this as skippable a few pages ahead. But that does mean that there was actually some kind of power-up accessible here that I never learned how to get. So let's look up Metroid Prime 3 gunship missile expansions. How the hell do I get this? Let me see. Yeah. But where do you get them? Gunship missile expansion locations. So how the hell do you get this in this room? Because this is not the thing that I was expecting. Brio Ice Hall of Remembrance. Okay. So we're going to need to leap up. Cool. And that puts me up here. Alright, so let's read the directions here. Right after claiming the screw attack at the Hall of Remembrance, use it to leap across to the far side of the counter. Enter the tower shaft, scale up the jump back outside in the Hall of Remembrance, send a missile to open the palm of the gigantic Chozo statue to rotate it flat, use the screw attack to cross the chasm and land on the hand. Look over at the giant golem statue, and you'll spot this ship missile sitting atop its head in clear view. Okay. There it is. There it is. God damn it. It was right there the whole damn time. Still, this does save me the trouble. Either way, I was going to have to backtrack here. So, all I've really done is manage to save a little bit of time for later. So the guide was actually completely right, and that was obtainable from the beginning. That's fine. Then we can go ahead and warp back. Beautiful. Nice. Alright, that is absolutely perfect. Okay, that is another item from my lists done. Which means that we are heading back toward the pirate homeworld. Yes. But before we go back into the pirate homeworld, gonna save at my ship and take a short break. Nope. I was supposed to be up there. How do I get back. Here's how I get back. Cool. Progress! And shortly after arriving back at the pirate homeworld, I will now be back up to accurate with my missile expansion counts as well. So the only thing that has been achievable but not gotten yet will be scanning the armored shield trooper. I don't know why, but I hate Quailang for no reason. No, honestly, I think that just means you're, like, a healthy, well-adjusted person. Okay. Gonna take a quick break here. It's gonna be, like, less than 3 minutes, so I will be right back. Okay, I am back. Let's continue. So again, our goal, we are looking for armored shield troopers. So at least being shield troopers, they're going to be relatively easy to spot, I imagine. But I really can't afford to miss them anymore. So we want to head to landing site Alpha. This might not be landing site Alpha. I kind of thought it would, bring up the name. But our first objective will be heading to the crane yard. Okay, the crane yard. Yeah. We know. The pile of papers for the checklist is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. This is not landing site Alpha, is it? This is landing site Alpha. Okay. So our objective is the crane works. Or is it the transit station? No, it's the transit station. Okay. So transit station.
Samus, the Federation Armada is now in orbit above the pirate homeworld.
Uh-huh.
We're ready for the final assault, but the base is protected by a barrier that prevents us from landing.
Okay.
We need you to disable this defense system.
Okay. I can do that. I can disable a defense system. While you're at it, would you like me to go ahead and take out all the pirates for you? Thank you very much, Deep Run Tram. As always, your swift and expedient travel is appreciated.
Samus, the Federation Armada is... We're ready for the final assault, but the base... We need you to disable this... Unit 242, here are the coordinates.
Cool. Okay. So that is the defense system. So, be on the lookout for shield troopers. Check every trooper we see with a shield. Okay. This is where we want to get is the crane works. This is the acid shield unit. Yeah, okay. So, I think this is where I'm also going to be attacked by a new type of arrow trooper. Okay, and that goes to the air shaft, Metroid processing, Crace transit. Okay. Ah! There we go. That's what I was looking for. Back! Hope I am not too late. I can't imagine how you could be too late when I barely know what I'm doing. Okay. So that is the hazard shield. So how do I access it? That is the question. Oh, okay. Okay. So this is going to be a rotate to line things up puzzle. Nope, that doesn't do it. Does that do it? Okay. That might work. Okay. Oh, is it going to be two different distinct areas? There is a missile expansion. So that's good. That brings me up to 145, which is what I should be at for right now. Okay, that's good. That is not the right one. But that should be, because that is Spider Ball track. Cool. Cool. Aha! Button. Everybody likes a good button. Sadly, I can't continue any longer. I hope you have a great time full of joy, pleasure, and happiness. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate that. Thanks for stopping by. Alright, hazard unit acquired. The next location will be... Okay, well, first, assault arrow troopers. So I would assume I'm about to be attacked. Yep, that's an attack, alright. Okay, scan him up. Assault Arrow Trooper. Only the best can join the ranks of the Assault Arrow Troopers. Heavily armored, they are resistant to most weapon systems. Their unique armor is able to deflect all missile attacks, but can still be damaged by beam weapons. Like regular arrow troopers, they wield 2 remote attack points in combat. One is equipped with a particle cannon, the other with a gel bomb attack. Gel bombs stick to their targets until detonation. High velocity movement can remove gel bombs. Okay. Well, I think the best way to deal with this problem is to not completely miss them with every single shot of a phase on them. There. Much better. And that activates another button. Bring phase on real quick. Press a button. Ooh. Okay. Cool. Unit has entered hyper mode. Okay. Cool. Okay. Okay. Cool. Lock on. You can go invisible. Okay. That's new. You can go invisible and you can break my lock on. Cool. No shield troopers that time. So we are still looking for an armored shield trooper. I imagine during the space pirate attack, we'll probably see them. I also really like how the hazard shield, you can actually like see visually. You can actually like see the semi-transparent layer going up around your gun arm. I do like that touch. That's really cool. Okay. So we're in the air shaft. And we are heading to the Crash Transit for our next objective, which is right over here. Metroid processing, Crash Transit, and the Crash Transit will have a lore. We're pretty close to some other major stuff. So first we just have to survive this. I can't... Whoops. Just turn around and open the door. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, I'm just gonna walk on through here. So this should be the Crash Transit, I think. Yes. Okay, so Crash Transit. We are looking for a lore. This is also where I had previously gotten a missile expansion that I was not actually meant to have yet. Okay. Looking for lore. Looking for lore in all the wrong places. What on earth is this? Phazon crystals are durable, but can probably be destroyed by a Phazon-based explosive blast. Okay? Hyper missile. There we we go. That gives me a door and the lore. Taking Valhalla. The vision of our leader is vast indeed. As we prepared for war with the hated Galactic Federation, she decided she required one of their great machines to better control her living planet. We then set out to bring an Aurora unit to Dark Samus. Bribes led us to the location of our prize, the battleship Valhalla. Crewed with green recruits on a training mission, she was ours for the taking. One of the mightiest ships in the cosmos was no match for the Phazon-powered weapons of the Colossus. We rendered Valhalla helpless, then sent raiders to claim our prize. The Aurora was ours. There was to be no mercy for the Federation dogs. At the command of Dark Samus, we jettisoned the crew into the frigid depths of space, leaving the wreck of Valhalla as a warning to the Federation. Let them tremble before our might. Okay? Next up in the Metroid Crash, Metroid Hatcher and an energy tank. Come on. I know you're in here somewhere. Holding cell is locked shut. Spinner controls are inactive. This holding cell is online. Security panels. So clearly the intended idea is to raise this up, which will release Metroids, I assume. Oh. Okay, or launch me into the sky on a bomb slot? Interesting infrastructure design. Considering that in Metroid Prime 1 we find log entries saying that pirates have tried replicating Morphball technology but failed, seems kind of weird how many of their systems require 1-meter spheres. Holy hell! Okay, oh god. Oh my god, just scan the damn thing! Metroid Hatcher. When the head's interior is damaged, its tentacles can be ripped off. Mutation has robbed the Metroid Hatcher of its ability to phase, but has provided it a hardened outer shell which has identical attributes as phasite. This shell protects the creature's heart, located at the core of its head. The Hatcher's tentacles are quite dangerous. It can leech energy from any targets they connect to. However, the creature's tentacles are also the creature's weak point. If all of its tentacles are ripped from the body, it will perish. As such, it will attempt to recover energy by retracting them into its shell when they take damage. While the Hatcher's tentacles are retracted, it is unable to attack, relying on the Phazon Metroids it spawns from its mouth for protection. If the interior of the creature is hit while its mouth is open, it loses its strength. The Hatcher's tentacles can be ripped off if they are pulled at this time. Okay. Oh my god, I am shaking. God damn it. A shaking mechanic does not work in a game where I have to point at the screen to aim. Oh boy. Okay. So I need to Attack the tentacles. Okay. Okay, cool. So then lock on. Lock on! Okay. So then we repeat that process, and it'll spawn phase-on Metroids to keep my energy filled up. Okay. Come on. Okay. That's good. Okay. Lock on. Rip. Alright, it's got 2 tentacles left. Are you going to do anything else? Or is this going to be the extent of your combat system? Okay. Damn it. Okay, that's fine. Got it. Alright, now it'll do a spin. Cool. Lock on. Rip. We're doing quite well. God damn it, Samus. Jump up the ledge. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Walk on. God damn it! It was so fast. Okay, that's fine. Walk! God damn it! The fact that I have to drain my phase on that quickly is such a problem. Okay, that's fine. Alright, lock on. Rip! Oh. Got him. Metroid Hatcher defeated. And then there's also supposed to be an energy tank in this room. What the hell? Okay. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so all of that was so that I could unlock those so I could get up onto that higher area. It's actually amazing how many video game obstacles could be bypassed if characters just carried, like, a ladder or 30 feet of rope. This does not need to take this long. I do definitely want this energy tank, though. Okay. Nope. Come on. Get the energy tank. Hell yes. Okay. Next objective is to reach the command courtyard for lore, and that is another page of notes down. Okay. Looks pretty good. Let's move on. The command courtyard. And keep an eye out for any space pirates with shields. Oh, thank God, a save point. Yes, please save. Whew. Samus is looking pretty damn badass these days. Control system activated. And now we push our definitely space pirate hand shape to the button. Not bad, not bad at all. And we lift and we tilt. Cool. Alright, I think I'm only going to go a little bit further today. Basically, the next time I hit my ship or a save point, I think I'll call it. Although, kind of realizing we'll be fine. Could be 20 to 30 minutes before I get another opportunity to save, but I'm sure it'll be fine. This way leads to the command courtyard where we will get lore. Stay on the lookout for shield troopers. Okay. Nope. Cool. That was easy. So we couldn't go this way previously. Really, it lets me scan a basic barricade. Drain the power. Cool. Why didn't you drain that last bit? Thank you. Ah, here we go. This looks like a spot for lore. Ventilation fans offline. No, it is supposed to be in this room. Yeah, command courtyard, lore, and this is the command courtyard. Okay. My first thought is that maybe there's something here that I can open up now, or something like that. Here we go. Lore. Disaster at Elysia. The march of the hunter continues, much to our dismay. She has smashed our line at Elysia, taking down Commander Gore in the process. The accursed Elysian machines were no match for Aaron's guns, and now the Federation has control of their spy station once again. It is only a matter of time before they find the location of the Phazon source and send their fleets to lay siege. But our great leader does not seem to mind these setbacks. If Samus comes to our homeworld, she will find us ready. Scorpion, hey Quill, my phone is dying. May I use another? Yeah, of course you can. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, so that entry had to have been made, like, very recently then. Let's keep moving. Drain releases sewage into a pipe network in the floor to be pumped out of the facility. Why in God's name is your sewage network just literally dropping shit on the floor? Why would you build your system like this? There's no point. It's literally just going down there. You could literally just have a pipe. Alright, Skritters. Nice. Okay. Objective completed. Oh. Oh no. Okay. Basic pirates. I really think they over-engineered the designs for some of the pirates in this game. Like, it's legitimately hard to even parse the design. But they do look really good. Is there anything else here I should be looking for? Lore. Cool. If you wouldn't mind, sir, thank you. I will take your vent. What the hell? Okay. Where the hell am I? Defense access. Okay, well, Skyway access was supposed to have the thing I was looking for. Should be fine. I like the character designs where I have no clue what I'm looking at. Hollow Knight fans want to sacrifice Deadpool. Hello, Green King. Hello, Ashai. Just drain the power. What is this? Control terminal can no longer be used. Can only be penetrated by high-frequency weaponry, which I don't have. Noob Cybot. Are all of your account names Mortal Kombat themed? You just... Okay, you just don't have a way for me to get up there, huh? Just nothing at all? Oh, no, okay. I thought that was blocking my way. I was wrong. Summer Game Fest, do me a favor and skip the Silk Song trailer to show off my new hit game. Okay. So where the hell am I now? Okay, this leads to the mining site. I don't... Okay. I think I need to backtrack, see if I can pick up that lore. I genuinely don't know if I can. There may just not be a way for me to access that area again right now. Okay, I guess we're taking transit access then. Second best character, so yeah, that makes sense. Alright, fine then. I guess we're taking the tram again. Nice public service system. See, even space pirates understand the importance of free public transit. And we tilt, and we tilt. So the next area, we'll just circle up the lore here. When we arrive here, we should find a missile expansion. And then shortly thereafter, more lore. I had another one called Cabal. Ah. Alright, so this is new area. There's 2 doors leading off of it. First one is a save point, though. And that's fine. I said that I was going to go ahead and in the stream when I got myself to the next saving point. And that is still what I'm going to go ahead and do. So this is where the stream will be ending for today. All in all, we made some real progress. We got through quite possibly almost everything else that was left to do in Elysia. We unlocked the Spider Ball. We unlocked the Hazard Unit. We got several new pieces of lore, lots of new log entries done. We are very rapidly closing in on finishing up most of our logbook. We are at 66 out of 100 pickups. Our research list is coming along quite nicely. There's not too many entries left in there. And as far as lore goes, we're doing respectively. We're around 3/4 of the way done with the lore. So yeah, that's going to be it for today. Thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Tomorrow morning, going to be streaming RPG Maker again, as is my usual Sunday morning activity. The current daily series I have active are Hexen. Also coming up, there's going to be some Mindustry, some more MMO RPG Tycoon 2, which I need to work on some more. There's going to be at least one Fantasy Life I video coming up, where I'm going to be just knocking out the rest of the shrines in Ginormosia, since I can do that to get some lore without having to really advance the story, and it's something that needed to be done anyway. And at some point I still need to keep on playing Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego until I finally can capture goddamn Carmen Sandiego. Which, near as I can tell from my research, is not even a guarantee that will happen on a single save file, so God help me on that. I think that's everything that was worth mentioning, and it is time to make the noise to summon the end of the stream, and I will see you all on the next one. Wow, 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 wow.